That's the biggest offer for action you've had in weeks, man. Go ahead and
You
get your
don't let
lick
me...
on.
You don't let me out of this cage, that's fine. I will find my own way out. When I first got here, I couldn't cast a spell at all. And now I can merely arc lightning across my fingertips. It's just a matter of time. Again, I am Jerrod extraordinaire.
And eventually, I'll have to come down and hunt you. But, we'll wait until that day comes.
Excuse me, why would you hunt me? What makes you think that I am some kind of
Well,
marauder? Some horrible creature or creation?
It's not what you do, but who you do it for. If you kill for pleasure or for a god that I oppose, it's kind of my god and my purpose to rid you from this planet, and that's what I
So
must
you are
do.
some kind of executioner and eradicator. In whose name again?
Of evil, in Saren Ray's name.
So Saren Ray compels you to rid the earth of those living, just because it goes against her grain and grit, if you will.
Saren Ray permits me to
Permits you?
free the world of the evil.
That's a strange way of saying murder, don't you think?
I mean,
You and I are not
it's
so
murder.
different. Oh, what, so you wish to hold a pillow over their face until they stop breathing and say that they're just taking an eternally long blink? That's cute.
He's going to go ahead and nudge to Sakata and be like, kid's got...
This is why I don't do
You're not
these.
making a really good case for me to allow you to, A, let you out, and B, put anything of mine in your mouth.
See, you think that I'm making a point so as to allow you to let me out, but I happen to know things about the Kuatoa, and I also know things about Xena's Splinter Shield, the boy that you're searching for. I can identify him as I saw him a decade ago. He has a unique birthmark that I wish to study. What do you say? The enemy of my enemy is my friend? Murderer for Saren Ray.
Oh,
It is
come
not
on.
against me to work with evil for a prime
Evil?
goal.
You say evil, I say it's just cause. It's in the pursuit of knowledge. Don't you wish to know more? Are you happy being naive and ignorant, blinded by the god that has so decided to allow you to live in this particular world?
I'd rather be ignorant and blessed by a good god.
Go on, go on.
Then-
Allow her to
and
bless
blessed
you
by-
as she continues to push you around like the pawn that you are. Hear that, gentlemen? Your friend here, the paladin as you've called it, he's just regularly getting fucked by his deity. A pawn, if you will.
Oh, you have no idea.
We've met
They-
said
they've
deity.
met her.
I wish we could.
Yeah, she,
Take control of yourself. Why be pushed around? Why even travel with these fools?
Because Saren Ray's
these
stacked,
guys are
man.
my friends, and I don't let down a friend for my own freedom.
Friend. Friend. You call these people your friends.
Yes, do you know what friends are?
Friends are weak links. Things to get you killed.
Friends are things that will get you killed.
What did you say your name
My
was?
friends. I didn't.
Well, I will just call you Subject X. Subject
Okay.
X, do you know who takes
The
care of
Muffin
you?
Man? Oh,
Who takes care of you?
my friends.
Right, but Subject X, who takes care of you better than you?
I literally just responded to your comment.
And you actually
When
believe
I'm in
that?
trouble, I mean they've saved my life at least once
They've saved your
and
life.
brought me
That's
back
cute.
from death at least.
At
once.
least once. At least once. You hear that over there? You fool! He knocks on the wall next to him and you're like, The bugbear just kind of calls out, he believes in his friends! Friends! Ah, the power of magic and friendship. That's lovely. Now let me out! Because I have some fishmen to obliterate.
Or
Not
I
exactly
could
the
leave
best
you
way to
in
go ahead
here
and win a group over.
And
I mean, I like it.
once we find him, I'll bring him back and say this is him. And
You see,
if you don't
I
like
have-
him, then we'll kill you. And
I have a bone to pick with them. Is there someone else, someone here that's used to talking regularly? This one, he's clearly a mouth breather, and this is something that I cannot stand.
Yeah, Jerrod's going to kind of step up.
Elect someone else, please, please.
Yeah, Jerrod's going to kind of step up and lean on the wall and be like, Horam, look,
so,
I get it. You don't like the guy. You know, size requirements and all that aside, and the fact that he kind of offered to fillet you right then and there, I'll admit, he's a creepy little dude. But look at it this way. I'm guessing by doing your whole little looky-loo thing, he didn't make the cut, right?
no, yeah, you cut off the wrong way.
Excellent. So, look on the bright side. If we let him out, you can kill him anytime. You don't want to leave this guy starving in a cell.
I prefer
Because,
to live.
let's be honest, that really wouldn't be... Well,
That
Sarah and Ray
wouldn't be
would
kind
grant
at
it.
all. It's true.
Hey,
Sarah and
shit.
Ray wouldn't like that at all.
Hey.
Okay.
I got this.
I won't let him starve in the cell. As I pull out a ration pack and I throw it in and walk away.
Oh, dude. He's going to go ahead and put a hand on Horam's chest and be like, okay, look, if he can help us get through this easier, great. Let's go ahead and use him. If he starts stepping out of the line, he starts toeing out of the straight and narrow, you go ahead and boom, bop his ass.
You understand, we need Zenith alive, right?
I don't
Yeah,
have any
I get
qualms
that.
with Zenith. I have qualms
Hey,
with
he
someone
just
else.
wants to go ahead and look at this guy's birthmark on his ass.
I don't
Sure.
even rightfully give two shits about the birthmark anymore. These fish people ate my companion. My
And
owl
that-
blathers. They
Hey,
ate my owl
justified
blathers.
revenge. Vengeance is noble, right?
I'm gonna come back around the corner. You guys done yet?
Not
Sakata.
quite. It'll be a minute.
Eat a dick. Anyway,
Don't do
all right,
that.
let's
Turn
just
back
go
around
ahead.
and go back to Klaus.
Let's just go ahead and agree. We're gonna let him out. You're gonna keep an eye on him.
Or we could not agree and leave him in here like I plan on doing. Look,
Yeah.
I
Sakata perception.
don't trust him.
Well, of course you don't trust him. He's evil. I don't trust him. Sakata doesn't trust him. We don't really even, let's be honest. Nobody's gonna trust him. But
Sakata, as you're passing by while they're discussing, you hear someone whisper from down the hall. Psst! You there. Don't
I'm gonna walk up
listen to him.
and check the cells until I see someone.
You move up to one of the cells, and as you begin looking into the cells themselves, you find an individual. A white-haired, pink-eyed individual. He appears to be completely left without pigmentation to his skin. He is what you would define as an albino. He has a slender figure, though he's very tall. The way that he carries himself with a widened gait, you can tell that he is... he's one with a rowdier life. Especially being an albino, he was probably one to be made fun of a lot.
So,
Don't trust him. At the bars, he begins telling you, don't trust him. He lies. He's
is
a
this one of
liar.
those? Is this one of those riddles where one of you is right but the other one is lying?
What? What's that even mean?
How do I know I can trust you to not trust him?
He works for the Kotoas. It's a trick. I've been locked in here since he found me.
Can I scan the room to see the parasite? If there's anything anywhere?
Sure. Looking around the room, you do not see a parasite.
Say to him. So where's your fancy little collar?
My collar.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
you mean
bug.
the creature they put on your neck. He begins licking over his lips, and as he begins licking over his lips, you kind of see like his neck twitch a little bit, and his like lips kind of furrow over his teeth. Well, they haven't really given me much to eat, and after I pulled it off, I had to eat it. See, it wasn't very tasty, but it kept me alive.
So you're good enough to kill it. Bugbear's not. That thing down the corner is.
Well,
Where
you
are
mean,
you?
you mean the new
Testing
guy?
me?
The new guy down there, the creature, the Horam. It's
Yeah,
only going to be a matter of
he's-
time. Once he knows how to handle it, he'll be able to pull it right off, and he can eat it himself. But it's going to take some time, weeks even.
So it's not permanent.
No, if we were to pull it off now, he might be back to himself, but it could take some time. Maybe a day rest.
I'm gonna scream down the hallway to Jerrod and say, "Hey!"
No, wait, no, hold. He can't know. He can't know
about
that.
the collars.
No, he can't know that I'm talking to you. He's trying to kill me.
Who
Please. Please.
The midget?
Yes, the short one. He's tried to kill me.
Why?
Several times. He says I'm cursed. He says I'm cursed, and I'm going to foil his plans down here.
Is it
He's
because
been-
of the whole skin thing?
Well, yeah, everyone seems to run trough over my skin. I was born this way.
I figure that's why some people like to say you're cursed, but unless it's like you have a giant bullseye on the back of your head as a tattoo, I'd also understand that would be mistaken as cursed.
But lower your voice, please. He can't know. Look, whatever he says, he's lying. He's working with them. You just, please let me out so I can leave. Maybe I can even help you.
Stick my fingers up and say, "Give me a second." I'm gonna walk down the hall. I'm gonna grab Horam by the arm, and I'm just, without saying a word, I'm just gonna grab him by the arm and just bring him over and say, "Now tell me once more, what do you see?" With
Hold
your
on.
special eyes?" Okay.
What is your CMD?
Horam's?
No, Sakata's.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine is, sorry, I have a cat in the way, 24.
Jesus. This is gonna be hard.
Fighters, yo.
Hi, kitty.
Hey!
Damn.
Very good.
All right, I'll accept that.
As you raise your hand to the air and you say, "Hold on, let me go get somebody," he reaches out with this uncanny speed. Just his hand, and as he does so, his fingers curl around your hand, and it pulls almost with brazen speed back to the cage, where he latches onto your finger. And as he latches onto your finger, he just starts gnawing and chewing out of hunger. You see this, like, it's almost like a wild dog stare fall over his face. Let's see here. As his mouth begins to open, in terror, not knowing how to respond other than to just kind of pull away, go ahead and give me a CMB versus his CMD. He's got a hold of your hand.
Right.
He about to go ahead and Gollum that shit.
Oh my god! From a 15 to a 1.
You critically fail. You are unable to remove your hand from the situation. He just begins chewing. And as his lips begin furrowing back over, you see that each of his teeth are cut into like almost tiny daggers. Each one looks like a canine tooth that begins tearing away at your fingers. It looks like it's just stripping away. Can you what?
Can I look at him with a very cold stare and intimidate and tell him that if he doesn't stop, he risks his life?
Yes, you can try. You can try. Do that. Go ahead and give me an intimidate.
Your finger's just been degloved.
He clearly has the upper hand in the situation. Okay, wow, that's an absolute
32.
very good. As you just coldly stare down your hand as he is chewing away at the tip of your finger, you just tell him, just go ahead, talk to him. Give me your intimidate.
Stop. Let go of the hand, or the scythe reaches your head.
Coldly and flatly, as you begin to stare at him and say this vision of himself kind of falls away. And as this falls away, his lips furrow back down. And as he pulls away, you feel the pressure rise over your hand. And you realize that in seconds, he's sheared through the first, like, inch. That knuckle that's just past the fingertip itself. He's removed the tip of your index, about the first inch of your finger. And you just see him kind of just chewing on it as he's shredded even through the bone itself. There's this almost coddled noise of like he's chewing on change in his mouth. And as this begins to happen, he kind of backs away. He's like, I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've eaten.
You make a very bad case of letting you out.
I'm sorry. Please don't leave me in here. He kind of lowers his head and he's still chewing. I'm so sorry. Give me a fortitude save, please, Sakata.
Kitty, why do you have to sit right here? From 19 to... no, that was a 16, actually. Not 19.
Okay. All right. All right. Seems good.
He's got filth fever. Yeah.
Didn't need that finger anyway.
Yeah, you did not need that finger. Guys, again, if you have not hit the follow button, every follow counts. I'm on my way to partnership. I cannot do it without your faces. So please, feel free to hit the follow button. Go ahead, Red, you still have the floor. Back down to these guys here. You realize that this has completely torn away at your finger. It's torn it asunder. He's shredded through the bone like hot butter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the group and just not say anything as I go down. And I'm gonna hold my hand up to Horam and say, "Can you fix this?"
The hell did you do?
I'm gonna point back and say, "There's more things in the cages."
I can make it feel a little better.
You yell at me about going ahead and putting my arms and fingers and
No,
stuff.
I was grabbed. I didn't put my hand through. Nice try, though.
When you move down and you ask him to fix it, it is at this particular moment that you see the halfling rush the front of the cage. Grabbing at the bars, he says, "He got to you, didn't he? That fucking biter. I knew it. I knew it to happen. I knew he would. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have put your hand anywhere near it."
So do
Why,
I
what's
kill
the
it?
big deal?
Do I
It's
kill
just a
you?
bite.
Which he says not to trust you. You're telling me to kill him. Which?
Not to trust me. He's cursed. He's cursed.
Why is
That's
he
one of the
cursed?
things I've been studying. See, everyone thinks it's the skin, but I know what lurks beneath the surface. There's something more. Something more primal. Yes. As a sorcerer, I've been able to
I'm
identify
gonna
some
look
of
at
these
Jerrod and say,
things.
"Do you mean him?"
What do you mean, him? What do you mean, him? Is there something about you? Something primal?
I maybe have an Oedipus complex? I don't know.
You're into your mother.
Definitely.
Tell me more.
It's not just his mother.
He has a
I'll
lot
tell
of
you what,
issues.
Horam, you go ahead and take care of him. I'm going to go ahead and start telling him my life story.
Okay, that's torture enough for me.
Cuts to 4 hours later. The halfling sitting in the corner going, "No more.
Hey,
no
I'm
more,
hoping
just
at
kill
least
me,
one or two
please."
clips are going to make it on the O network, so, you know.
Jeez.
What?
Oh, man. Guys, I'm sorry, but it appears that my follow command, I don't know if you guys are hearing it or even seeing it at this point, but it appears to be down. So I'm not actually hearing it anymore. I don't know where it is or what it is, but guys, we've had 20 follows tonight. Thank you so much for all of the new follows. Negative. We are very close. We need to get our patrons, and I think we need like 3 more retweets. When we get on our 3 retweets, then we get our luck rerolls.
Alright, we'll check that.
Let's take a look here.
Bubbernaut.
But yeah, while you do that, thank you
that's
guys.
16. I can actually do this. Hold on. There we go. 17.
17?
Yeah, 17 because I didn't do it. I did the one before.
Hey, nice. Gotcha. So we're at 17 retweets, guys. We're at 20 follows. What kind of world are we living in where we have 20 follows and 17 retweets? Come on, we can do that. That's easy enough.
The
That's
best
the
kind of
world
world.
without Twitter.
Lots of people have Twitter. This should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Tell your family. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' families.
Tell your family friends.
Make sure not to tell your grandparents. They'll have a heart attack when they
They
come
might.
Truth.
Oh,
They'll have a heart attack and cut you off.
Again, guys.
How could you bring me here? No.
Again, guys, we can get 2, if we can get those 2 patrons, putting us up to 62 this evening, that would be That would be excellent. Let's go ahead and share that out. Bam.
Yeah, if we can get 2 more patrons, that'd be great.
That would be great, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That and them
Okay.
TPS reports.
So what are you guys going to be doing here? You guys basically have left Klaus at this point.
I want to return into that. I want to return into that room when I check out Sakata's finger.
Yeah, I was gonna go back there with him so he could bandage me up there.
So that I can keep an eye on both of the hurt ones. And well, I guess all 3 of them are hurt.
Yeah, and behind them, all they hear is, "It was the best of times. It was the worst of times."
That's right. Best and worst indeed.
God, poor halfling. Or was it a gnome?
No, it was a halfling.
Okay, it was halfling.
So first off, I want to try and see if his finger's diseased, because, it doesn't look like a clean break.
It doesn't look like a clean break. Okay, sure, go ahead. Make a heal check.
No, it looks like it was bitten through.
Yes.
Weird.
Make a heal check, please. I'll tell you what you can find out. What's up, Sean? What's going on, buddy? Hey, Buster. How you doing, brother?
Oh, that's my heal, not a heal check.
That's true. That is, in fact.
There you go. 17.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You can tell that the wound itself was basically rended flatly through. It looks a bit more like, instead of a break, something actually snapped it tensely. It doesn't seem natural. It's almost like it was pinched, and then the bone was just shriven apart. Like it was ripped even. So, that doesn't look natural. It doesn't look very natural to you. But the wound itself... The wound itself... Let's see, where is...
It's actually festering with green and yellow pus shooting out of it.
Yeah,
I
I'd
wouldn't-
have to amputate your finger.
I wouldn't go that far. Jesus.
You can see the boils start to form already.
My God. Let's see here. Let me pull this up. It will have... it looks like the wound itself, it's very strange. So the bone itself looks like it's been torn, right? And as it was torn away, like it was torn asunder, the tensileness of the bone itself was torn away. It looks almost like the flesh is trying to wrap the wound, which you find to be very odd. It takes time for this to happen. So where the flesh of the fingertip actually is, instead of it just being like hacked away, it sort of looks like the skin is trying to swell over, like it's swelling up, and it's trying to stop the bleeding, like it's trying to stagnate or clot, which is very, very unnatural. You will note that the wound itself has a very odd scent, a very odd smell. It seems very vile. It's like almost pungent enough to begin triggering that gag reflex.
I'm gonna ask him, give it to me straight, Doc. How many days do I have left to live?
Well, I don't know if it's gonna impede your living, but your finger stinks.
I mean...
Hey, bro, you caught that stanky finger.
Your finger
Hey,
smells
You
like
put that finger
ass.
where that finger don't belong.
I'm gonna scream down the hallway. Hey, Jerrod, come smell my finger.
Shh, we're talking about my young childhood.
Never
and
mind,
the trials
stay
and
in there.
tribulations of being a Skellerang and one of the clan.
So, also, your finger, it seems to be already trying to clot and trying to almost mend itself. It's too quick for that to happen. That's probably not a good thing.
Is this the side effect of not having a soul?
I doubt it. I doubt that not having a soul would cause you to heal quicker. I'm thinking it's some kind of disease that's causing it to heal over and keep whatever is inside your blood now inside you. which is not something I like, but I don't have any means of reversing it until we get back to town. So the best I can do for you is cover it, and it doesn't look like it did too much damage to you. I think you'll be okay for a little while.
I'm
But
gonna slap my
cover it so you
knee,
don't get any more dirt in it.
slap my knee with my other hand, and go, "Well, ain't that the best thing in the world?"
Spit on it and rub some dirt in it.
I'm gonna say, "Can you patch it up and just make
I
it so
can
it's
patch
not?"
it up for you, Doc.
Thanks, fam.
Okay, I'm gonna need a perception, please, from Klaus.
I can do that.
I was gonna slap you awake, but now with my finger, I don't think I want it near you. So.
I prefer
Just
you
hold it
didn't
close
slap me
enough to
with a
his
bloody
face
finger.
so he's gonna vomit.
wake up! You just blood splatter on your face.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn, actually. Very good. In a hazy daze, you find yourself waking up, and the first thing you hear is Horam educating Sakata. Says, "You have a smelly finger."
Your finger stinks.
Is that your medical opinion? Is that a technical term?
Sakata, where has your finger been? I know I've been
well,
unconscious, and I don't
No,
know
see,
if I want to know where this
it
is
went
going.
for after you passed out. It got up and said, "I've had it with this," and it just left. Also, there's an albino in that cage up there, and a dwarf down, or well, halfling down there.
Even your finger doesn't like you enough to stick around?
No, it was more upset at Jerrod because Jerrod grabbed something again.
That's
it
understandable.
It's like, I don't want to be part of this. So, I might be turning into a leper, honestly.
What were you saying about cages?
There's a thing down the hall to the
Big
north with really sharp teeth. There's a thing down at the bottom with some very magical things. Also, it's hearing Jerrod's life story, so it's probably wishing death upon itself right now.
Also, Klaus, there are some things I want you to take a look at.
What kind of things?
The self-proclaimed beginner sorcerer had some kind of runes beneath his feet, and he's saying they are impeding him from using magic. And I don't know much about magics of the non-divine kind.
I can see what I can discern.
However, you're gonna have to keep some ways away, as well, when I approached him, he is not of the good alignment, and he wanted to put my finger in his mouth. And I don't suggest you let him taste you, as that's what he was attempting to have me allow. He's
I
A fair warning, don't let anything near your hand with its mouth.
yeah, don't put your fingers in anything's mouths. So
I'll
far,
keep
I've
my
seen
extremities
a
to
bear.
myself.
Also,
I know you're one of those finger wagglers, but now's not the time.
I'm
At least I
Jerrod.
have a finger to waggle.
I'm gonna waggle my other middle finger at him. Don't worry, I got 9 others.
Jerrod seems
Jesus
to want to
Christ.
let this magician of sorts out of his cage for some odd reason. He seems propelled to do it, and I don't know if it's just because it's Jerrod or if he's being brain controlled again. Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
But I don't want to let him out. He's clearly evil through the powers that I possess, and obviously magical. But
He also doesn't
I-
like frog people.
I don't trust him.
That would
Just
put
the
you
way
in the
he-
same
the way he
same boat
holds
as
himself.
that albino thing up there. He also
Yeah, I
said not
probably
to
wouldn't
trust him.
that either.
He was screaming, "No, don't trust him. He works for the frogs," and then he bit me. So
I will keep all of that in mind. I shall check this magic man out for myself.
magic man.
It's got magic hands.
At the
Just
moment,
walk up to him doing.
Jerrod's telling his life story, and I don't know if he deserves that kind of torture, but it's how I'm gonna keep him busy for a minute.
We can go up north.
You should probably check out him first and be careful, because the things in these cages, I think they're here for a reason. They're harmful.
I'm gonna make my way up the hallway, and when I get right before the cell with the albino, I'm gonna say, "Go back to the wall." Bolt, come on.
Yes. I'm still sorry. You have to understand, they don't feed us.
I'm gonna reach
we
in my
make
bag
do.
and grab a granola bar and throw it at him. Here, nature's own.
Okay. He picks it up and begins peeling back the magical tinfoil that has kept it gets it fresh after so many years.
You guys have these back then, right? Right? Yeah.
No, he manages to grab what ration you toss his way as he backs away to the wall, and he will begin devouring what dry bread or meat you passed his way. He seems to prefer anything that is meat-based. Meat-based seems like right up his alley.
Meaty and juicy and sweet.
See,
I'm gonna motion to Klaus and Horam.
you must. You have to understand. They don't give us much food, so we have to stay up on the things that give us the most energy.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't be your source of energy. Just saying.
I don't know what came over me. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pull Horam close and say, "No, once again, what do you see with your special eyes?"
I see a man with very white skin, although I don't know what's wrong with him. And I wanna turn on my detect evil, see how evil he is. Or if
Okay,
he's
so
just-
you want
Sponge's black radiance.
to look at this guy now, right?
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Who's drinking cardboard with him? Anyone have cardboard, or is he just chilling?
I kind of set him up against the wall, like right next to the portcullis.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't
kind of
have
a
full
tight corridor.
control. I don't have full control over him because I made half of him touch a wall and then I couldn't move him afterwards.
It's being really weird. I had to like drag him like 6 or 7 times before he actually moved anywhere.
Okay.
It's because of his weird dimensions.
I'm not going to touch him. I'll let you take care of him.
He, in fact, also emits an evil aura.
I'm not surprised.
No, me neither.
Would I be able to tell if he's human or if he's some kind of something? That isn't.
I mean, do you have alternate race vision?
I don't think so.
No,
Why
I'm
you
just
gotta,
a
why
really
you gotta
big
go ahead
racist.
and judge somebody's evilness on their race, huh?
He
mean,
looks human, man.
it's
Like
not
he
the
Can I pull up
For-
his crime statistics?
for all intents and purposes, his visuals are that. I mean, he has rounded ears. He has strong chin. He has humanoid features. He's definitely humanoid, but you've not really encountered many albino people.
And them teeth be fucked.
His teeth are in fact messed up. Strange thing about him is one of his eyes is pink, the other eye is white.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
You're one to talk.
I mean, one of my eyes is black and one of my eyes is blue, so yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This isn't like a heterochromia thing either. It's just solidly white, like a fucking pool ball.
That's pretty
Hey,
neat.
it don't matter. He's got a disability. He's still perf.
Hey, just because it's the color of your skin doesn't mean you don't bleed the same blood.
Goddamn.
We've
Come on,
all
back
been
there.
cannibals at some point in our lives.
I mean, I suppose that's true.
I'm gonna motion for us and say, yeah, this is the one.
Have
I'm
you
also
come
gonna
to free
walk
me?
over.
Please, have you come to free me? I've been here, I don't know how long. Over 30 sleeps. I know it's been that long. I wanted to sneak in to steal the riches. I snuck past the creature above in the pit. I'm so hungry. Anything that you can give me?
How did you get across the lake?
The lake?
The
water. I found
What
spots.
was?
I found spots on the walls, and I scaled my way across. It took me many hours. I went through my rations then.
Did you always look like this, or was this something that came recently?
The way that I look?
The white eye is what propels me the most.
I don't know. My father called me a mistake.
Yeah, I got that a lot too.
Hey, Jerrod, we got a friend. Feeling you've progressed through the early teens at this point already.
Klaus, once you've talked with both of them, return to Orist, and I'll be waiting there to have a chat with you.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna walk down the hallway as well.
I'm assuming they're
But
coming.
you won't. No. He's still kind of like chittering on. Okay, so who's taking the floor next? You have Jerrod still talking about the Skellering family, and then Klaus, you've made your way to the to this particular individual. You have no vision.
No, I'm gonna cast light on myself because they're leaving and they're the ones with the light sources. So
I don't have any sources of light.
well, you don't need it,
Hey.
obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sakata has his.
I
light.
wouldn't
I
benefit to you.
I could come back up there.
Casting light upon yourself, it reveals to you that not more than 10 feet away there appears to be a lever. Your best guess is it is a lever to open up the cells. You also see the individual in the back of the square. He seems to be like licking his teeth, trying to peel away any of the remaining ration that he has procured from your ally.
Yeah, because that
Hello?
is dry and sticks.
Hello? Who's out there? I'm sorry I attacked you. I didn't mean... I don't know what came over me. I'm just so hungry.
We don't take kind to losing body parts. You know that, I assume.
He raises his own hands, and you see that he has a vast amount of damage. He's actually missing his pinky down to the base of his hand. I've been there, friend. I know what that's like. Accidents happen, and men do crazy things when they are deprived. Do you have any
You
food?
can certainly say that again.
Feed me.
Any food, anything there that you have? I'm very hungry.
You don't need all 10 toes.
I'll consider feeding you if you can give me a little bit of information.
What? How can I be of service? Please, let me help. Let me help. He begins to take a step forward, closer to the front. Let me help you.
You would do well to stay at the back of your cell.
He kind of drops his head again. I'm sorry. And he takes a step back. Human interaction is limited. The man at the end, he calls himself Jerrod. He works for the fishmen. And he's angry at them, but he knows that he has to work with them. The new slave of the fishmen, the goblinoid, the goblin. He provided much problem, but they were able to get the devourer on his neck, and he is currently mindless. I don't think he to be bad, not like Jerrod.
And what of yourself?
I've had to do whatever it takes to get by. People find me unappealing to the eye, so I have done regrettable things. I feel like it's in the nature of survival, especially above the streets of Cauldron.
Cauldron, really?
Yeah, yes, I mean, I grew up in Cauldron.
Didn't expect a creature like yourself to really thrive. They don't exactly take kindly to monstrous-looking things, even if they don't act it.
Do you think that I didn't stay very long? There was a woman there, she took care of me while I was young. She had a man. Patches, I think his name was. He used to bring me candies. It was an orphanage on Fleet Street.
I'm familiar. Very familiar, actually.
I stayed there. The woman, she too was a halfling, but not like Jerrod. She was nice. She took care of me. She brought me in, fed me, clothed me.
She was a kind woman.
Lovely woman. She was the best person I knew. And then I stole from her.
Why would you do such a thing?
I was compelled to. And you find he's not really revealing everything, but you hear this sense of regret and morose over him.
Mm-hmm.
Things are not always what they seem. People are not always what they seem. And Cauldron is not a place for children.
Do you mean to say that you were told by someone else to steal from her? That you were controlled?
I was told that I was told to take something from her, or that they would hurt my friends. I didn't know that my friends were fine. And she hasn't forgiven me. She shouldn't have to forgive me. That's neither here nor there. I'm fine. I'm better off on my own. I wish to not cause any problems. But I have. I probably will again. I'm sorry I bit your friend.
Sorry doesn't exactly regrow a finger.
He just might, though. One can be hopeful, yes?
One can be. That is for certain. Now, of your imprisonment here, I've heard that you have a bit of an issue with the halfling at the end of the hall.
Jerrod, don't trust him. Don't trust him. He works with the fishmen.
What kind of capabilities does he have?
He's a caster. I've seen him. He's cast light many times. Many times. He had a friend, an owl. He called him Blathers. But one night, while he was sleeping, the fishmen, they took him. They took Blathers. They pulled each of his feathers out and they ate him.
And you believe him to be working for these men that killed his, what I assume to be his familiar?
I think there's something more valuable than companionship down here. That's why I've come. That's why I've come here to Balmatugan. Riches.
What do you believe that riches? Of what sort?
Riches lurk in these halls. Lore of the cage rights. I've heard it myself. The people of the streets. Ears. Moving on. Hearing things I'm easily forgotten passed by. And I heard people in Cauldron talk. People that didn't know that I was even there, that I even existed. But Wide Eye hears. Wide Eye knows. The man who runs things here calls himself Splinter Shield. He has riches, and I need them. I need them so I can make good on the orphanage, so I can make good for them.
Now, what kind of riches would drive a man like yourself to a place like this? Surely you couldn't have believed this would have been an easy job.
Anything that has value is not easy. Everything that is worth is protected. There's a saying on the surface from the slums. When you have not money, you must fend for yourself. And they say you have to... forgive me if I get this wrong. You must risk it for the biscuit.
I don't believe you to be a dumb man. Therefore, I don't believe you're lying to me. However, I do need to know more about the spellcaster, what he can do. You said he's cast light. What else?
He's locked himself in his cage. I don't know why, but now I know that he cannot. He cannot cast. I hear him curse night and day, night and day. He will cast again if you free him.
I have no intentions of freeing anyone, at least not now. That includes you. However, for the moment, you are valuable.
I am more valuable
you
when I
stay
have my
that way.
things. When I have my things, I am more valuable. See, I can speak to creatures. Some of the creatures that go unseen, like myself, like White Eye. On little legs they run. You see them sometimes. They cross your vision. White Eye knows. White Eye can speak to them.
What kind of communication are you talking about?
White Eye purses his lips together, and almost like it looks like he's trying to blow you a kiss. But as he does so, you hear this like... Give me perception.
Okay.
As he begins doing that, to the right side, down the hallway, I guess off to your left, around the lever itself, you see that there is a rat that actually rounds the corner, following the wall itself, and it walks through the cage, the bars. And as this happens, it walks right up to him, jumps to his pant leg, and begins scaling up his shoulder.
So you can speak to rodents.
I can. White I can, yes.
How do you utilize this skill? Are they your spies?
They tell me of the people they know coming and the things that they see. Everything is large when you are small. Everything is scary when you are at foot level. Tell me what you wish to know, and maybe White Eye can help you more.
Have your rats seen correspondence between the fishmen and Jerrod?
I've seen it myself with my very eyes.
Do you know what kind of deal they have?
That I do not know.
Can you find out?
It would take time.
How much time are you thinking?
Not as long as you'd like. One of the men ran past here earlier, the fishmen. They saw your friend with a lantern. At this point, I would assume that everyone inside of Balamatugan knows.
I understand. I'll be back, and as I go to turn away from him, I'll toss him a just like a small piece of ration.
Okay. He takes hold of the ration, basically drops down the bread for the rat, and just begins gnawing away at the meat. Just like where there are 32 bites in a healthy swallow, this man just savors it, just mulls it over and lets it soak in his jowls. He really, really digs on this kind of a portion. All right, I'm going to go back down here to you as you're discussing the events with Jerrod.
Oh, by
So
you me?
you say that your family is cursed. Your mother was struck by a door.
I don't know what the hell was going on. I just know that, call it karma, call it anger of the gods, but my mom and dad both, man. This was a giant ornamental door. We're talking tonnage, iron banded and everything.
You know that there's a cult to the door god.
I know there's something about a door god back in town. I know doors randomly appear. It's really been killing the carpentry industry, but I always wonder what it would have been like if I hadn't disappeared, man.
Jerrod, it's fine. Just come here and place your head upon my shoulder. I will help you. I will soothe you.
Oh,
there.
But no, he will be sitting on the ground. He'll just kind of lean against the door because, y'all left me too long.
Yeah, I would actually pop up.
But yeah, he'll lean his head up on the doors of the cage.
Just gonna shine my lantern and go.
It's just not funny, man. It's not fair. I was supposed to have more in this life.
You feel his little halfling fingers running through what hair remains on your head. It's there. It's okay. It's fine. Calm down.
I'm gonna show up and say.
Please don't say we'll save. Please don't say we'll save.
You say that you're his friend. Who are you to cut this man down when he needs... You know, they say everyone needs a shoulder to lean on once in a while. Where are you?
Busy trying not to die.
Well,
Oh, you were already dead. It doesn't matter anymore.
Maybe if you praised him for what he is capable of, maybe he would help you a bit more. He doubts your camaraderie whatsoever. And that one there, you called him Brick, the mouth breather. I don't personally know him, nor do I personally like him, but it could go a long way, don't you think? Just saying something nice once in a while.
Gonna look around and say, playful jabs aside, that's how we get along in this group. If you don't have something to laugh at, if you don't have something to laugh at in this business, you end up like that a lot more often.
I feel for you, Mr. Skellerang. Life, too, has dealt me a tough hand. But that's fine. I've managed to break my enclosure and the chains that bind me. Soon I'll be free of this mess.
Oh man, that's sweet. You're a smart kid. I don't care if Horam says that you're evil. You're all right.
I'm actually
you're all right.
Not a child. I'm 64 years old.
Oh right. You're one of those women. Yeah. Leprechauns.
He's an idiot! He is a fucking idiot!
I'm going to look at him and say, yes. That is...
Well, fuck you too!
How about you, Horam? What are you doing?
I run across those all the time.
I went back to Orist, and I was waiting for Klaus to come back and talk with me after he's talked with the monsters.
I'm going to pick up...
To talk about what we're going to do with this, and how we're going to deal with the with the situations at hand. I was gonna wait for them to figure out what they think about them because I've already made up my mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna
All right,
offer Jerrod a hand so he can get up off the ground.
You see Jerrod sitting down with his back against the wall, just slowly starts knocking the back of his head into the wall, just like very odd. Just...
Dunk, dunk.
It's okay, little man. I'm in your corner. You hurt me, I've hurt you. It's gonna be okay.
Just go away.
Just gonna give him the hand up and just pull him back up onto his feet.
Who's next? This is someone. Just come forward, please. Someone.
Yeah, don't worry.
Some sense.
We'll send him through. I'm gonna look over to Klaus and say, "Come on, he's over here." I'm gonna bring Sniper over to the bugbear at the same time.
Yeah. Jared's not going to talk to the bugbear too much.
No, I'm gonna look at him and say, "So we're not talking to him." You see the fancy necklace that he has on?
No, I know. Parasite, bad, don't touch.
Apparently, if that thing's taken off and or killed, it's reversed and he'll be back to normal.
It's a fucking bugbear. Why would we want a normal bugbear?
I mean, the other one said it was his friend, so it's probably an adventurer.
Horam,
probably is of
you are
some
10
use.
feet away. They're talking about a new character. Come on, man. Jump in there.
Which one? Are we talking about the one that bit your finger off?
No, I'm gonna point to the giant big bugbear and say we're talking about this thing.
Well, no. You said that he's somebody's companion. Which one of the two is his companion?
Short, cryy one.
So the midget.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the nibbler.
Yeah, midget nibbler.
Can I be honest? I'm tempted to go ahead and just say let's let all three loose and
Just watch the chaos.
They might lie, man.
If you let all three loose, then I'm taking that boat back across, and you guys deal with that shit over here. Because that's
because you're
insanity.
such a team player, man.
You're letting three evil monsters loose upon yourselves. Does that sound like something smart?
Well, it's either we go ahead and let them out, or we go ahead and leave them behind. And I think they could be more useful. But hey, it's never bothered you. They're not good people.
You're right.
You're perfectly fine going ahead and adopting a demon child. But, these guys are just a little socially inept.
So it's my
I'd
fault
say this is a
for
little bit
taking
more
an
than socially
innocent
inept.
than it is for taking things that are guilty. Like, the baby hasn't done anything to anybody yet. It was born into a world where
We're
it was
not
immediately
going
hated.
back into that argument. I know you're pro-choice.
Why do you
Like,
bring
rather
things up
than show an
if
episode of Jerry
immediately
Springer,
after-
let's focus on the problem at hand.
Yeah, the problem is we're in the dungeon. We have no idea what's going on, no idea what we're up against, and we've got 2 and maybe a half of possible assistance. I would much rather have possible assistance that we have to kill along the way than leaving these guys behind.
I mean,
Although
They haven't done anything to me.
that may be true. However, one has already attacked our teammates, and the other one has been lying. At least, I don't know if he is lying. I can't honestly tell you, but he is not someone I trust whatsoever.
Then keep him on a short leash.
Okay, if he's on a leash, he's attached to your ankle. Because I'm not keeping him near me.
See, that's a height joke. That's really not cool, man.
I'm gonna pat Jerrod on the back
That
and
is
say,
so not PC.
go tell the albino your life story now. Go continue on your future.
Make sure you pet him too.
And Jared's gonna go ahead and move north. And
I'd like to step up to this bugbear cage, and I want to try and call the bugbear closer without allowing it to touch me.
Okay. Go for it. Do what you do.
Hey there, big guy. Sprechen Sie English?
Sprechen Sie kommen?
Yeah.
Sprechen Sie this language?
The character turns around to you, slack-jawed, and looks with bulbous eyes. You see almost this lifelessness behind the eyes itself. Like the light has been stripped away.
I'm gonna pat Horam on the back and say, it's neck. It's not gonna talk till that thing's off. The thing up there said that it can be reversed, but I have a feeling that it might just kill it when it dies, because that's what most parasites do.
I want to turn on my detect evil, and I want to see if either it or the parasite is evil. Because that thing is my savior.
Okay, when you turn on your detect evil, the bugbear does not appear to emit an evil aura itself. And the creature around the neck also does not appear to emit an aura either. It just
I figured.
completely seems, by nature, non-evil. Non-alignment based.
Sakata, do you mind stepping aside for a moment?
I will take a step back.
And Jerrod over
have a
on
mouse.
his end of the hall, not wanting to particularly talk to the albino and still kind of recovering from giving his life story, is going to kind of hook his elbow on this ejectment from the wall and kind of lean on it.
Sure you will. Okay. As
It's
you
a good
bring
thing
your
he's closest to the cannibal.
as you bring your elbow up over atop this protrusion from the wall itself, the moment that you place any weight upon it, it slams down, and with an audible crack, each of the cells themselves, the chains begin to fall, and the mechanism begins to open up on each of them.
Oh, that's just fantastic.
As you near the end, looking down at this halfling who's got his back to the wall, his head kind of bouncing off of it. Go on. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Jerrod, the halfling sorcerer extraordinaire. Oh. As the cage begins to rise, the portcullis. Was that your magic or mine? I'm not aware.
That, my friend, was no magic. That was simply stupidity.
Oh,
Now,
we're friends
you move
now.
an
This is
inch-
good. This is good. I have a friend. Friends!
You move an
I have
inch.
a friend.
From those runes, and I will blast you harder than you have ever been blasted in your entire life.
Oh, sounds
Is that a promise?
arousing. So you're the group spellcaster. This should be fun.
Would you excuse me for a moment? I'm gonna call down the hallway. Jerrod!
Yes,
What did you
Jerrod.
do?
Thank you, Jerrod.
I'm gonna scream back, what did he do?
And Jerrod's going to be standing there with both hands up. I didn't touch anything! I didn't touch anything!
You touched
Can we,
something.
wait, Bub, can we roll a sense motive?
Yes, you can.
I'm already distrusting him, so it doesn't matter whether or not he's telling the truth.
I never trusted anyways.
Yeah.
I'm feeling meta.
You gotta make a bluff here, man. I mean, you knew what you did.
Oh, sweet. You know what you did.
Just in character, I hope it rolls a 1.
Wow, that's...
He is not a good liar.
I didn't do it! Swear!
Did you touch the lever?
What lever?
As he's still clutching the ball end of the lever.
Would you mind closing the cage doors again?
It won't go up.
Did you even try?
Yes.
Sakata, would you mind?
I'm going to sigh and walk up the hall.
Horam, the bugbear seems to react to the opening of the cage, of the cell itself. He seems to kind of slowly begin waddling like an infant forward. There's no like formation to the way that he's not like moving in to make an attack. He's just kind of like looking around like with drunk goggles, just kind of gauging the situation.
I want to take some rations and I want to put them on the floor.
Okay, as you
Like,
begin
pretty close in front of me.
As you begin rifling through your backpack, pulling out your rations, amidst all of the things that you have inside of there, he just kind of slowly waddles out of his cage. He's moved out into the hall, and he's just kind of looking around, seeing what everything's about. He's looking in your backpack, too. He kind of drops down and starts holding open the backpack and looking at you, like, with trusting eyes. And he kind of leans in, and he's looking in the backpack as well, and then he looks up at you.
I want to take out a ration and I want to hand it to him. And while he's down, I'd like to try and cut off this parasite.
So you're just gonna hand him a ration?
I mean, I was gonna put it on the ground in front of him so that he had to like not look at me and look at the ground when I'm trying to deal with whatever is on his neck.
Sure. Go ahead. Make, if you would please. How are you doing this? Like, do you have a knife or something?
I have a dagger.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be like, I pull out my sword. Like,
I pull
okay.
out my
No,
sword
I
and
have
just give it a really good targeted swing.
No, I have a dagger.
Make an
Be
attack with your
careful.
dagger,
I don't wanna-
please.
I want to make him angry. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that is.
It's gonna be a d20 plus your strength modifier plus your base attack bonus.
Yeah, basically the same as if you were just swinging your sword.
Except it's different.
Let's actually, instead of using your strength modifier, use your dexterity, since you're going primarily for accuracy here. You haven't really used your dagger for just about anything, so it's still probably
Nope.
very fresh and sharp.
Typically, it would be used for, like, cutting bandage.
It's pretty good.
18.
That's also wrong, because I know that you have a base attack bonus of something way higher than that.
Yeah, no, I didn't even put my base attack bonus in there. That was just my
I
dexterity.
saw that. I saw that. But that's fine. As you poignantly place your blade and you give it a shove, it slips into the creature, and there's kind of a pinch. You see the pinch reaction over the bugbear, and he looks up at you like you've just betrayed him. But as this happens, the creature kind of lets loose of his neck, and you see this cord that was wrapped around his throat kind of loosen. It's sort of like a reverse face hugger.
Yeah.
It's a neck hugger.
Kinda.
It's
Did I
another.
cut it enough that it's going to fall off of its body, the monster's body?
Okay. Okay, yeah, you do just that, and once you remove your blade, he kind of just starts feeling his neck, and you're an ouch. You look, and despite the blood that it has bled onto the back of his neck, it looks like you've cut a little bit into his neck, but not so bad, nothing to like really damage him. And he just looks over you, looks back to his cage, kind of turns, and he begins kind of baby waddling back out into the open room.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to let him do whatever he wants because he's still like in a drunken daze right now. And he's not trying to harm anyone. And I want to pay more attention to the biter at the moment because
All right.
I know mage against mage seems pretty interesting.
Sure. When you let him go off and do his own thing, he steps into the other room, and as he steps onto the cracked, curved bits of almost porcelain, with the audible crunching noise beneath his candid step, he just kind of keeps lifting his feet and crunch, like you hear just the audible like he's happy doing this, crushing the porcelain beneath his feet. Sort of like a child in bubble wrap.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him do whatever he wants to do for now. He's a little simple-minded. Reminds me a bit of Jerrod.
What are we gonna do, George? What are we gonna do?
Okay. He's dancing to and fro, crushing this beneath his feet. But the individual known as White Eye begins moving himself to the front of his cage, and he kind of looks out. He's clutching his rat in his hands, And as he kind of leans out and looks, did you mean to do that?
I'm gonna look at him and say, "You attack me. You know where this goes."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me.
You're fine. Just know. Next time it won't be just words. And I'm gonna turn around because they're already outside of it. Jerrod's already sowed his seeds.
Okay.
And go back to the bugbear and Innie.
All right. As you walk down, you see that Innie's just kind of like shaking his head, and the bugbear appears to be just stepping, crunching over these, this, like, whatever this material is, this glass or porcelain. He's just stepping down, and every time his foot falls, there's an audible crunch. And he's got this goofy, like, wide-eyed, wide-grinned stare. But you can tell that something a bit more heated and poignant is going on at the southernmost end of the hall. It appears that Jerrod and Klaus are waiting for further interaction.
I'm gonna avoid the bugbear and leave that to Horam, and then go to the south.
Okay.
Yeah. And Jerrod's just going to go ahead and signal Wide-Eye to step ahead and pull up the rear. Keep him from jumping on anybody's back.
I'll look at him and say, "So, have you made a decision? Because I think it's been a little bit hastened."
As I... yeah, I can tell. Jerrod, kind of sped the process up a little bit, you might say.
Yeah, a wee bit. I'm gonna turn to the halfling. This is why, by the way.
Why what?
This is why we don't give him words of encouragement.
Oh. Well, that's what happens when you let Big and Tough make all the decisions.
He doesn't. He is just stupid. It's not decisions, it's effects of stupidity.
Right, well, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. So, while we're talking about you, why don't you tell us who we're going to kill first? There's a bone to pick with these fishmen. Not very fond of them. Oh, and please, keep your friend at bay. He seems to have a bit of a problem with me. He says that I'm evil and I'm destined to do bad things, and he's trying to purge the world in the name of Saren Ray. And blah, 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 blah. He just keeps going on and on. It's very taxing.
That's what they do. They're weird.
He may be religious, but he's not wrong. You do seem to be a little bit evil. And I do mean a little bit.
I'm not trying to say that I'm not evil, but he says that he's doing good by his god when he's declaratively killing those who disagrees with the intentions of Saren Ray. Doesn't that seem a bit counterintuitive or ass backwards?
Every one of us in the party have disagreed with Saren Ray, and we've lived to tell the tale. I mean, to a degree. That's a story for another time. All I'm saying is, Horam is quite a bit more forgiving than Saren Ray herself. You would do well not to get on his bad side.
Maybe so, but don't you think he's at least a little misguided? The last I read, Saren Ray was supposed to be some kind of, what is the processed terminology? We'll go with good guy. One of the good guys.
She's a bit more, ready to battle.
Right, well, I say fight for a cause, not just because. And, well, he just seems
his cause is
willing to spill blood.
Yeah, they're pretty lenient on that, as long as it's in the name of justice and all that.
See, in the name of justice, that's fine, but when has there ever been a war that's ever happened simply because of a deity? That's so barbaric!
I mean, trust me, I agree. I worship a drunk for that reason.
Here!
No one fights in the name of a drunk. They fist fight, and then they pass out and wake up and drink again.
That's my kind of man.
What of you, Jerrod? Who do you worship?
I worship no one but magic itself.
Where do your loyalties lie, then?
to one and only, again, myself. No one can protect me better than myself. No one can take care of me better than myself.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Are you saying that you can take care of me better than I can? Do you love me? We will be best of friends, you and I.
I don't know. Jerrod could probably use a younger brother. He doesn't have one of those.
My question is this. If you believe that someone else can take care of me better than me, are you the kind of person that believes that your friends will do the same? Because that man down there, the one that I believe has freed me from my cell, he said that you were all best of friends, and he's talked about accidentally killing most of you. Doesn't that seem very unfriendly? Maybe it's just me,
Yes.
but seems again counterintuitive.
Don't be a dick. I just helped you out.
We all have our faults. Jerrod just so happens to have more than all of us combined.
Well, I must admit, I have made a mistake or two before, but I have never accidentally killed someone. Much.
Yeah, when you live in Cauldron long enough...
You clearly haven't practiced magic enough.
I have practiced plenty of magic, thank you very much.
I mean,
Say
you
so.
said you essentially are a trapper. I assume that you've not had at least one mission go where you got them. Some people just die.
A trapper?
You said you go for people and things, don't you?
I search out magical properties. I seek not people. People are fickle, weak, and they bleed.
Like the dwarf.
Yes, like the dwarf. Yeah, I can't wait to meet him. Did you know that he commanded the fishmen to eat blathers? As a test. A test. I'm willing to test him.
What would you, you seem to have first-hand experience with the guy. Would
Yes.
you say that he'd be the kind of person who would calmly and rationally go with a group of people that are armed to the teeth?
I completely think that is a possibility if you live in a world where possibilities are a thing. But most things don't happen like that here in this particular world. Everything goes against the grain of all possibilities.
I'm gonna look at Klaus
So-
and say, might need him to help take down Dwarf, because it looks like he won't just take our hand and come away.
He may be useful, but I don't like him very much.
I
Don't
mean,
worry, I
you
don't like me very
Jerrod.
much either.
You were just claiming we were friends and seemed pretty excited about the prospect.
You
By the
actually
way-
said that you were my friend. I just believed it for a mere moment, but since you no longer believe that, I hate you.
What do you know about the big dude over there?
Which big dude?
The goblinoid.
Nothing. He's new here. Hadn't been here long enough. He hasn't even figured out how to chew through his devourer.
Well, Klaus, you decide. Take him with us or blast him here. I don't. You do you, fam. I'm gonna go tell him.
Blast me here. Whatever did I do?
Nothing. So, yeah. I'm just gonna walk away on that note.
What did I do? Nothing. Walk away.
Has that ever stopped us before?
Before I make a decision on this whole situation, can I at least read magic the runes that are underneath and see exactly what they're specifying?
Sure, yeah, it's sigils you are familiar with. These are counter sigils. They prevent arcane magic being cast of all schools.
Okay.
Given
So
it's low level,
Mhm.
it's not very intense. He has professed many times over that he was steps away from breaking the sigil on the floor, and he was talking about how he could arc lightning between his fingertips.
Yeah, so I can garner that he's definitely not like a high-level magician of any sort, at least not yet.
He
Just
is
based on the fact that
not.
he's being held back by these.
He's not completely daft, from what you can presume.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a punk.
Is he lucky? Did you already
We'll be
shoot
keeping a
6
close
or
eye
5
on you.
missiles?
Please, watch me, but not when I pee. I get a little stage fright.
Can't promise Jerrod won't.
Truth.
Well, that's fine. We're friends. He let me out.
And try not to be at White Eye's throat the entire time. I don't need more party infighting.
Ah, White Eye. I'm just going to be honest with you right now. You should just kill him. Just put him out of his misery.
He would
You know,
he'd say the same thing about you, though.
By that logic, I should just kill the both of you and we could go on with the bugbear. He seems to be much less argumentative.
Right, that may be so, and that's one option. Might I suggest option B? You just kill him instead and not me, because at least I hate the fishmen.
Do you,
I have
though?
a reason. I have a reason to seek out Zenith, Splinter Shield.
What reason may
And
that
even
be?
if... Well, one, to make him pay back for the demandment of killing my dear friend Blethers. 2, I wish to study his hide. He has a birthmark I've read much about. Of course, I can study this once he's dead, but for now, I just want to tear into his ass. He took away from me something very important.
Phrasing!
You're one to talk.
I mean it when I say it.
It's true, he told me about the doorknob in his ass.
That's fair.
We had time to kill.
Too much.
Hey, you guys left me alone with him.
He actually showed me this really neat trick. We can push and suck back in at the same time, rapidly. It's like the snake. It's like a snake's tongue. That's like blip bloop, blip bloop.
Oh,
The more I hear you talking, the less I want you to come with us, so maybe you should just shut up and get out of your cell. And
Fair.
if you make any move towards White Eyes, I will kill you myself. Same goes
Let's
from
just-
him to you.
Just keep him on the left and me on the right. Does that sound fair?
Sounds totally fair to me.
And don't trust his little rat friends. They... Sneaky. Sneaky, and they all have this strange sickness about them. Nasty little things.
I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, who can trust a man who speaks to rats? That's so cliché.
I seem to remember this real nice guy named Keegan. They could talk to a rat.
It's his animal familiar. He's
I
a
know,
wizard,
I
you
know.
dink.
Hey, I'm a commoner here. I don't understand how this shit works.
Clearly.
I'm like, yep, that's not magic. He
Alright.
just knows how to talk to rats.
At this point, Jerrod is going to step up with, the albino, and just kind of look over his head at Sakata and Klaus and just be like, "Are we all done now? Can we?"
I'm gonna look at you and say, "Could
Get
you
a move
stop pulling things?"
Can I
So
stop?
is
What?
this... Is this the point where I join your party and there's very audible acceptance music like bold letters float above?
We don't have the budget for that. We
What
give
realm
we
do
can
you
give
come from?
We can give you golf claps.
Ooh, what's a golf?
Bum, 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 bum,
It's- don't worry, it's this- you'll find out in the
bum,
future.
bum, bum.
I hope so.
It's a large body of water.
No, I believe that's a golf, and I'm familiar with that.
Is that not what he said?
No,
Nope.
it's
He said golf,
golf.
with a
I
strong
don't know what that
L.
is. Sorry.
Now,
Gentlemen,
everyone,
neither do
you take your hands, and trust me, this might explode your minds, but you go very quiet.
Jerrod and Jerrod link arms and skip through the halls.
Well, no. Let's go ahead and be serious about it. Jerrod's going to fist bump Jerrod. Just be like, yeah, that had to go ahead and get moving along. Guys, I found a stairway.
Are you gonna put your hand on it?
I'm going to put my feet on it and probably your ass if you don't go ahead and start moving.
So, you found the stairwell. Okay, alright. That's fine. You're going to descend.
Go give a handshake to the bugbear. With the non-infested finger.
Okay. Alright, making your way back to the bugbear, he appears to basically have placed his heels right next to each other, and he keeps clopping up and down. Each time he jumps up and down, he just crushes a larger and more vast amount of this porcelain, this substance that is inside of this room. And he's making this audible each time he crushes a larger and larger amount.
Hey man, you wanna tag along with us?
He turns around to you and like he gives you this like googly-eyed stare, and then he kind of points to himself. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put my hand up for a high five. Just a real casual high five. And just go.
And he,
high five.
you see him kind of like rush forward with each like the slaps of the palms of his feet clapping, and he kind of like gives you a high five, and he kind of like he brings his fists in forward, and you see him kind of bare his teeth, and his bottom lip begins to furrow like.
I'm gonna turn back to the group. Because I like this one the most. He's cool.
Same.
He's a keeper.
That bugbear is going to save the day. I can feel it now.
So guys,
I'm kind of hoping that the bugbear is Ronald's character. It's naturally stupid.
It's gonna save the day until it finally catches enough sense to want to kill us all.
I mean, until then, let's hope it's got strong enough strengths to be able to kill our foes and then us afterwards.
Remember, guys, there are still 2 more ways that you can go. There is the northern path. There's also the western path.
I was gonna bring that up. So guys, where are we going? We went this way. Now we have those 2 ways.
Well, I saw stairs this way. Stairs lead down. In the Underdark, down means good, I'd imagine.
No, down means
Did
bad,
you see the stairs?
but bad is where we're supposed to go.
Where's that stairs? Are there stairs?
Yes, there are.
Okay. Well,
You should take a look right there.
Boom!
oh, okay.
And I love how he uses my token. He's just like, yeah, follow dumbass.
I mean, I can do this. There we go.
I'm
Okay.
going to follow at the back of the group to make sure
Alright.
that the new
But
group
yeah, it
stays alive.
has 3 tokens simultaneously gang bang on one another.
So we have 3
Your,
choices. We go down the
Your new
stairs.
bugbear ally has basically moved up to kind of square up with the cardboard Orist. He's looking at it. And he is very confused at the lack of depth of the character.
Confused and slightly aroused.
Not aroused.
Oh, come on
the bugbear
now.
on the back and say,
I'm
"Don't
gonna-
worry, it's a placeholder."
I'm gonna ask the party. Do you guys know if the bugbear speaks like at all?
From
Through hand gestures.
what I've gathered so far, it's not speaking. It's just kind of mumbling.
Do any of you guys know Goblin? Fuck if I know.
I actually do. I just don't. I haven't heard him say anything
I
at all.
try. I mean, imagine if someone was speaking language in front of you. You'd be pretty quiet.
I suppose that's fair. I'll give it a shot. I'll greet the bugbear and goblin.
Okay, what do you say in common?
You know he's not real, right?
He looks up to you, recognizing the tongue. And you can see, like, his brow is beginning to furrow. You can almost hear the silence. It's deafening. The gears are turning in his head as he's trying to process the train of thought.
As he's trying to process all this, I'm just gonna turn him sideways so he's, like, the thin edge is facing him. See, he's got no organs or anything. He's just a facade.
He begins to grow more and more phased by this. Like it's a drastic change. He's not familiar with one artwork or two cardboard at this point. He's confused. And when you keep pointing at him and speaking to him, he's looking at you almost like it's a in commanding tone. And he keeps looking back at the cardboard, unawares of what to do. And in like knee-jerk reaction, he picks it up sideways and tears it in half. And then as he throws it down, he looks to you. Seeing you placing your hand on your jaw, he's just confused. And he immediately hops down and starts putting cardboard back together. And then looks up.
No, you're good. You're good. I like him.
He's just like, fuck that guy. Oh wait, no, that might be a friend.
I don't understand how whatever magic that's holding him together works.
I just want to give him a pat on the head and some rations.
But you can't heal cardboard.
No, you can't.
No.
I'm gonna say, well, hopefully that was a trick. And,
I don't know what to do with this extra planar substance.
I think we may just keep it as kindling at this point.
It's the way he would have wanted to go.
Flaming?
To be ripped in half by one of his own.
At least he'll be finally useful to us.
Down on his knees, feeling like he's let you down from the mere shock and surprise on your face. He kind of clenches his fists and puts them up in the air, and he's just like,
I'm gonna come up to him. I'm gonna pat him on the back and give him some rations and say, "You're fine, buddy."
It's okay. It's okay. You're still a good
Wow. Wow. So I suppose
Telling
we
him that
should
it's-
continue.
telling him that it's
Oh,
okay.
hey.
As you begin to soothe him. He stands up and he's still kind of looking around, kind of like, you know how when you yell at a dog, you hurt the dog's feelings, and he's just kind of like looking up at you.
Pet them again. They're like, what?
Yeah. He just like you see the tail kind of like sad wiggle at first before it realizes that it didn't do that bad. Like that's the state that he's in right now. And when you begin to when you pat him on the head and you let him know it's okay, you just kind of see this goofy smile where the top half of his mouth actually doesn't move, but the bottom half begins to open as you get this strange underbitten smile shortest battle ever, victory bugbear.
Wait. So for all the people who aren't up to date with this, that was our last party member who had to go away because of life. And in Bub's games, if you can't be there at the session, you are turned into a 2D cardboard caricature of yourself that is linked essentially to your character. So
Yes.
he just did the equivalent of ripping our old party member in half, casually.
Yes. It is up to the party to take care of the cardboard cutout, selecting the placement for the cutout, knowing how to defend it, taking care of it, all of the important things that you would do for your ally. This just happens to be an ally that can't defend itself even. So if something were to happen, if the cardboard dies, the character dies. Yeah. So that's happened.
Like character anyway.
This cardboard guy has a necklace on his real body that turned him into that, and so I'm kind of hoping that once the bugbear form dies, he just goes back to his other body.
The one that was on the horse that's just running away.
They failed the escort quest, yes.
We never got the horse back from Sniper. The horse just fucking ran away with him on it.
He's gonna wake up and he's gonna be in a town. He's gonna be in that table flipping town that Lewis was trying to get to. He ran all the way.
Yes.
So who gets to tell Dan?
That's
The person who gets to tell Dan, we will say that is
Klaus.
yeah, I think
He's the one that
Klaus.
watched
It's got to be Will at this point.
Yeah, Will
Too
just
bad it
has
was
to
a
be like,
cleric.
Always got to do the grunt work, don't I?
Yep.
How would you explain to Orist's player? Well, Orist's player at this point won't be back for a number of months. He is involved with
the United States
aviation
Air
school.
Force.
He's in aviation school for the United States Air Force, and he's trying to wrap some things up. So he's not going to be around for at least, at the absolute bare minimum, 4 months. So I don't think he's going to be too upset, if that makes sense. But yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, feel free to hit the follow button. Every follow counts. I'm on my way to partnership, cats, and I can't do it without you. Plus, tomorrow is going to be episode 4? Episode 4 or 5? I think it's 4.
It's 4.
Of Whispers. That's going to have Panic Control, Astropub, Bloody Faster, Scissors, and Nox Lumos. That's going to be awesome. And then Friday, we've got Dragon's Demand Episode 3. That's Jerrod of Scientific Gaming. That's Lobos Jr. Bloody Faster, shit. Excuse me. Grizzly Ben, Benjamin Briggs, and Blacklight Attack. So, I encourage you to follow up because you're gonna catch some really good games. This is the game that is most like an actual friend group sitting around a table. The other groups are a bit more showy. I would say they're a bit more showy due to the fact that they're all casters involved. Yeah,
All
they're
of
all
them are
entertainers.
entertainers.
Yeah, if you guys think that you're seeing some shenanigans going on with this game, yeah, we don't hold a candle to Thursday.
We're
and
the
Fridays.
plumber Joe of D&D.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. This is just your average group of friends playing a little bit of D&D. That's for sure.
You thought of an all bards game, actually.
We have, in fact. That's still...
Whoa, fuck you
on the
too,
make.
Leah.
These guys are all dumbasses. I mean, lovely people. But that is actually where I'm going to call tonight's session with the gain of three party members. Next week will be the introduction of Ronald. Ronald will be returning to us. That's Xander Darks in stream. He is a long-term player. He's been around stream for a good long while. Good player, fun stuff. He's going to be playing one of these 3 characters.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking, was that he made up 3 characters, and there's a situation where they all fight and only one of them lives, and we get that one. That's what I was thinking might happen, but I wasn't sure how it was going to be done.
He is currently one of these 3 characters, and you guys can place your bets on which one that actually is. Tonight, we didn't meet our patron goal. We did not meet our goal on retweets, but we were really, really, really close. That's okay.
Man,
It looks.
guys, come on, we can nail out those retweets real quick.
Come
on.
We were actually. Let's see here. We're at 17 retweets, so we needed 3 more. He should play all 3 characters. That sounds horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And I don't know if if I could mentally handle that. That sounds very taxing. But do we have any comments or questions or concerns from the viewers out there? If you guys are watching, what did you think? Did you enjoy the show? Have you followed? Let's see. Let's see if there's anybody out there that hasn't followed. My bot actually.
What did you like about the show? What would you change about the show? What was
tell
your
us
favorite
that.
part of the night?
This is something that we haven't asked in a long time. What are some things that you guys would change about the show? What are some things that you guys like about it?
I hate that one part where there's those 5 slag-offs on the screen. They're all a bunch of assholes.
Well, you mean 4?
No,
Because
I mean 5.
Most of you guys are actually regulars. I'm looking at the people that haven't followed, and we got P Farts, I Hate Registering 123, Fruity Troot, Fagwent, ChatDB. Most of you guys are Fruity Troot.
Well, believe it or not, Arctic, I think there has been some question about possibly doing just a write-up recap of just like the bare minimum. But you have to remember, 88 sessions in, and we're regularly doing at least 4 hours per session. So we're talking a crap ton of history that we would have to go ahead and try and dredge up. Because we've been at this for like 2 years. And as far as character sheets go, backgrounds and so forth.
Spans.
Oh my god.
These characters never live long.
Holy
I don't
shit.
know. Some of them happen to live a lot longer than others. And by some,
Yeah.
I mean the one who's lived for 80 sessions.
Yeah, because I mean, you're talking about going ahead and putting in the effort to go ahead and write out a backstory and put out their character sheet. I've had 2 characters that have lasted 1 game.
And you had one that was killed in that session, just thrown out of a
Like,
window.
in an hour and a half of him being created. Yeah.
Like, both Jerrod and I have lost a character in 1 session.
Yep.
But Jerrod's character lasted a full session. Mine lasted.
No,
maybe
Nero
an
didn't
hour.
last. Nero didn't even get into his control. Nero was killed before
lasted
Sniper even got a
3
chance to
turns.
roll for anything.
3 turns.
And then Sakata killed him.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't think I made it that much longer than you because they found me in a chest in a room.
Yeah, we found you in the
I got
room
my
before the
stuff.
boss.
Yeah, we went into the next room and then I got thrown out a window into the abyss.
But believe it or not, Arctic,
That was my
I do
life.
understand where you're coming from, but really, we are so retarded. You're not going to miss a thing.
Wow.
We are so retarded. I love it. I love it.
I mean,
Boom,
I'm not-
retweeted. Put that shit up to
We're
18.
chromosome
You got it.
bandits.
You got it, Valentine. You got it. The
By the way, if
retweets
Flare
are
of
up.
Bros dies, can we make that our new group, the Chromosome Bandits?
Jesus Christ.
God,
I feel like that needs to be
I put out
a
a
shirt.
real winner with that, didn't I?
Dude, it was hot. Like, that was super hot fire.
I just like the idea of mugging people for their chromosomes.
But seriously, guys, I would recommend here you following and staying inside of things. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you cats, Sean and Arctic, Rogue, and anybody else, Birdie Bassett, anybody else that's watching right now. Thank you guys for coming out of the dark and saying something. Like, it means a lot to me. I know that a lot of streamers probably will just hit you with information and just say, "Oh my God, that's so cool of you to follow," but like I legit mean it. Because I can't run these games without the feedback and the knowledge of how you guys feel. So without that information, I'm kind of lost. You know what I mean? I'm kind of lost without that. So by all means, hit me with the information that you guys feel like you need. Feel free to ask questions. Let everybody know what's going on. Because we can't get any better unless you tell us. We can't know there's something wrong.